Hello again, guys. It's Gregola Productions here, and welcome back to another episode of the GPWS.
Talk tick, talk tick, talk tick.
Well, now it's almost 12 o'clock and I'm here in the studio. Should I stay or go back home? I don't know what to do. One thing that I know for sure, that girl and I are through. Still hearing tick-tock, tick, tick-tock, tick-tock, tick, tick-tock, tick-tock, tick, tick-tock, tick.
Talk tick, talk tick, talk tick.
Now, you're probably thinking, what the heck has he brought in today? Well, this is a grad sale buy that I got from a very small grad sale, only a few houses down from mine. And, you know, with these things, you don't think there's going to be any old clocks or anything like that hanging around, but you still check them out anyway, because, you know, you never know what the heck you're going to find, and this was one of those days. I also met well, not the owner of the house, but the owner of the house's friend, who was running the grad sale. Very interesting man from Scotland. We got talking about all kinds of things, and I ended up telling him about what I do. And it was at some point during that end of the conversation that he brought up his clock. Now, when I first saw this thing, it was in pieces. This stone was all by itself, and this movement was in a plastic bag, and along with the cord and everything else. I didn't even see it. So, I mentioned that, and lo and behold, he says, "Oh, I've got," he brings this out. And as I said, I thought this was like a battery-operated quartz case here that had just been gutted. But no, it's electric. And that is terrific, because that means we can actually work on it. That is just great. I got this guy for $10, and the movement does run. And as I said, it was in pieces. I put it together just for the sake of just not having pieces of it everywhere, So it's kind of together. As you can see, I didn't bother with the dial alignment. I just kind of slapped her together. So anyway, this is a 1960 something, 1968 probably. What is that? This says clock movement. Looks like Lancashire. Not made in Lancashire. I think it's made in Chicago, I want to say. Let's see, it says somewhere on the dial where this clock is made. I don't know if I can read that from here. You can probably... oh, here we go. What does that say? Lancashire, Chicago, clock movement by Lancashire, Chicago, US. Oh, okay, there it is. Yeah, so this is an American-made clock here. Not sure where this or what, would this have been commercially available? I have no idea. And this is, I don't know what type of stone this is, but whatever it is, I think it's real. Because it's definitely got the weight. It's definitely got the weight happening here. And there's a piece of felt on the bottom. There's also a screw hanging around in here as well. And our power cord, meanwhile, is got the green corrosion of death on it that we're going to replace all of that. Yes, that's part of an extension cord, or part of a power bar, sorry. We're replacing this cord because I'm not using it like that. I'm pretty sure that green corrosion stuff can spread if you let it. So we're going to take that off. And as for now, we're going to get this clock open. So yeah, thanks again, Norman, for the terrific price, if you're watching. And yeah, let's get this guy open again. So this is one of those types of clocks where you've got... Whoops, what the heck is going on with my screwdriver? Let's actually hold it. Oh, I'm not using the right size. That's not helping us out. Let's get a proper flat blade. This is one of those clocks, as I've said for the 40th time, where you have the movement itself is kind of like an insert. It's kind of like this thing here could be a block of wood. It could really be anything, but the clock just kind of, see, there's the back of it here. I don't know what I don't know what you'd call this. The back of something there, and there's our movement and all that fun stuff. And as you can see, this thing is primarily plastic. Now, some of you will probably scream, but that's okay, because we're going to get this guy open, and we do know it does come apart at least somewhat, because this bezel comes off here. Whoa, okay, that wasn't what I had in mind, but anyway. That bezel comes apart in one way or another. Didn't mean to do it like that, but that's how it's done, I guess. I'm interested in this clock company here, Lancashire, Chicago. I've never even heard of that brand before. As you know, it's primarily Westclox that goes on here. But not stuff like this. Okay, we're gonna get these wire merits out of here. Oh, yuck. Oh, yikes. Okay. Oh, shoot. We're gonna have to strip the wire on that end. Oh, it feels like there's grease in here. Oh, that's nasty. These guys are gonna have to be replaced too. I don't know what that green corrosion stuff is, viewers, I admit. But whatever it is, it's not good. Like, look at that. Oh, yikes. Okay, we're gonna cut that off, all of that. That is not... Okay, I wanna... where's my wire stripper? Shoot. Where's the wire stripper? Get the wire stripper! Yeah, no, it's not that severe. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna use a pair of scissors, because that's... Well, do I even want a pair of scissors touching whatever that is? Yikes. Yeah, and it's, like, wet, too. I wonder what that stuff is. Maybe the Watchworks would know what that is. I don't know. I'm scared. It's not that big of a deal, viewers. It's just kind of like, I don't know, when green ooze is coming off your cords and stuff, you got to think, it's like, why is this happening? It's definitely not normal and probably not electrically safe to use either. As I said, I don't know what this stuff is, but I don't even want to know. Actually, no, I do want to know, but I don't want to use it like this. I'm going to bend these wires back. I'm just going to cut it with scissors here. I do have a wire stripper, but I'm just not using it. Whoops. Come on. Okay, maybe it would be a good idea to go grab the wire stripper. Oh, I guess that works. Okay, now we'll do the other one. That's nasty, though. I don't know what that's all about. Playing around with scissors and... There we go. Good enough. Now I'll throw all of that out because I don't want to even... Yeah. Oh, it's stuck to my hand. One vigorous hand washing session later, and we're just going to pull all this out and just get all this off. Shoot. As I keep getting it on myself. Okay, get that out of there. Yeah, something's definitely not right with this cord. I don't know what that would be. I'm going to cut it open and see if it's on the inside of the wire. It doesn't look like it. Looks like it's just kind of a dry, old power cord with this end here is just totally... I don't know. I'm just going to throw the whole thing out for good measure. And let's just see, just because I like to know what brand the actual cords and stuff are, what brand is this guy? IWC, for those of you interested. That's what it says on there anyway. IWC. I don't know what company that would be all about. Maybe something Chicago? International Western Chicago. I don't know. Some dumb thing like that. And sadly, both wire merits are going in the garbage. Okay, now back to kind of a more standard approach. We've got our stuff that isn't getting thrown out. There's a little bit of green goo on this. Ooh, it's CSA approved. What do you know? Won't start a fire, probably. Anyway, yeah, we're going to fix my crappy wire stripping job later. And oh yes, this is remnants of a knob here. I've never seen something like this before where the time setting knob is made of plastic. It's actually broken, but it stayed on the shaft. That's really interesting. I'm going to pull it off anyway because I want to get this off. I want to get this all out of here. But yeah, it's actually stayed on. It looks like it'll go back on too. Okay, wow. I might just put that on after. Okay, so like with any clock, we're going to pull it apart. We're going to service the actual movement because that is what you do with these things. You don't let them run themselves into the ground, which is a very popular method, especially these days. With most of these things, they're just like electric clocks, especially, are treated like appliances where no one just does anything with them. And if you're wondering what the heck I'm doing now, this is my hand removal method. So these hands are kind of, I wouldn't say pressed on, but they're on somewhat tight. So I'm going to take a plastic, you know, all this stuff, my screwdrivers, and just gently pop them off using the cardboard as a protector to protect the dial. So there's this guy, and then these hands might just pop off. I don't even know if I need any of that other stuff right now. No, okay, it looks like it's playing hardball, so we're gonna use a cardboard. Sometimes hands will just pop off, but not this case. I doubt these hands have ever been removed, because probably no one's ever worked on this thing. Whoops, shoot. I'm literally just using a plastic bag here, you guys. No frills there. And we got that hand off. There we go. And this stuff just all goes back on when it's done. Hey? Oh, shoot. Okay. Does that just pop on and pop off again? Oh, there's like a plastic thing in there. What the heck is that all about? That's not good when the hands are literally coming apart on you. Okay. Interesting. It's like some sort of, it's like a plastic like insert. I'm trying to just put that back on there just for a second. It seems like, okay, it seems like a hand goes on that thing. Well, we can probably glue this on after, this little plastic ring. It's good to know. Okay, and then our totally, I don't even know what this is made out of, very cheap metal here. Some type of aluminum stuff. What the heck happened here? I don't know what that there is all about, but okay, seems like there's a big kind of wear hole or something there. All right. Okay, now let's flip it all back over. We can put our hand removing stuff to the side, because we won't be needing it. Take a couple of wood blocks, and oh, look at that. We have got a electric motor that actually says some info on this clock here. What does it say? There's a nice view of the patent information on the motor and also the brand. It also says how many volts this thing takes. So this guy takes 2 watts, 60 cycles, I believe, because this is a synchronous motor here. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, Greg, you've got a piece of plastic in your hand. What are you going to do now? Well, there's 4 bolts here that we can undo and see what lies inside the mysterious movement here. Let's get this open. I'm using very simple tools, hey viewers. Like, this isn't that complicated. I've got my, oh, by the way, these pliers, these lineman's pliers here, they've had the grips filed off. There's a few grips still there, but otherwise they are filed off. And I could really just use a bit, like some kind of nut driver bit, but I don't even know if I have one like that. If you don't have that, use pliers, but I might have something that'll fit this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's much easier. There we go, there's our nuts. Wouldn't want to lose any of those guys. And obviously at the factory they would have done this. They wouldn't have had pliers there. They would just have some kind of nut driver. There we go. Way faster than the whole pliers mechanism, or whatever you want to call it. You can see it's slowly coming apart. There it is. And just in case you're curious as to what size this is, it's 5.0. That's my nut driver size there for this particular one. And just before we actually get this thing open, as you can see, it's slowly coming up. You know, we got to be very careful taking this thing apart, because I want to see how the gears are together in this thing. I don't want it to all just explode in my hand here. So we're just going to be very gentle, just pulling this up and out of here. It may be very simple too. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay. That's all that's in here. We got all plastic gears. There's our time setting knob. There's our actual motor there. Wow, this guy actually wants to move. Look at that. Some kind of gear up there. And look at all these plastic gears in here, you guys. Wow. I wonder how she clean them. Look at that. Usually, of course, these, in electrics, the gears are either steel or brass. Something like that. Not usually just straight up plastic. But of course, in a later era like this, there's a lot of budget cuts going on in the horological, well, I'm not going to say the horological world, because wristwatches were still doing pretty okay, but for clocks, things were a little harder, because no one really cared about what the heck drove your movement, and I think this might be an example of that. As long as the clock looks really nice, We don't care what kind of budget cuts or how well our movement is made or whatever. Not saying this is a terrible movement, because even with plastic gears in there, this thing has still lasted 40-something years, and it also has survived that green corrosion stuff. Because this, I did test this, I did plug it in, and it did start up on me, and the clock actually was running, so that was the green light to say, okay, the motor is good, so this can be used. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Now we're gonna pull all these guys out of here. Now I can probably just grab with the pliers here. Be very gentle with it. There's that. There's this gear here. Where do you go? I don't want to scratch any of this stuff. Actually, I shouldn't be grabbing with my pliers, because if I scratch any of these gear teeth, I might lose something. Okay, these are coming out all together. That goes like that. This comes out of here. See, this is why you don't want to lose track of things, hey viewers. You gotta know where it all goes. Okay, that goes in there like that. I'm putting it back together, as you can see, just for my own reference. Okay, this guy goes in here like that. That goes there. Now we can take them out because I've, recorded how it goes together. These guys just fall out. Ah, shoot, there's two that just popped. Okay, well, this probably goes like that. Actually, no, this probably goes like that, and this probably goes on that pipe there. There we go. Let's see, the gears are actually engaging there. And now we can just spill it all out of there. All out of there. Why did I say that weird? Spill that all out of there. There we go. And now we just have a piece of plastic in my hands. Okay, great. How have our gears been oiled here? I like always seeing how this is done. Okay, this is a motion work gear. So this is one of the gears that actually helps drive the hands. This guy here. And these guys are all just kind of the main time train type wheels. Seems like the gear teeth have been oiled somewhat. Yeah, they've been oiled a little bit. This one definitely has been oiled. And so is this one. I think this is not the flywheel, but this is like directly engaged with the motor. I think that's what that's all about. How's this one? A little bit of oil here and there. I'm not sure if the gear teeth on these guys need to be oiled or not. I would think they would, because it's made of plastic and not metal. Because when they're made of metal, you only have to oil the pivots. You don't have to oil all the teeth, because that's not the way they're designed. But with stuff like this, I don't know if this is some type of fiber plastic or something. But whatever it is, it has been oiled on the gear teeth. On that note, viewers, I think that's enough for this particular episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and you get to see a nice look into the latter half of the 1960s, kind of what was going on in the clock world. As you can see, there is one piece of steel on this gear. And is that steel there? No, that's plastic. The gear train is entirely plastic. I think I can almost guarantee you guys that the company that made this probably didn't expect it to last as long as it did. And by this point, it was like, well, stuff just gets old and irrelevant, and they throw it out, not because it doesn't work, but just because it's just not worth having. Okay, that comes off there. Nice. They throw it out just because of it's old and not in fashion anymore, or it's out of date, so that means it should be thrown out. So they just kind of use that logic to just justify, well, it probably won't, you shouldn't make it very good to last a long time. But, it obviously has. Whoever had it did no routine maintenance whatsoever. Can't really blame him. I know if there were any instructions to go with this thing at all, maintenance would have definitely not been talked about, except maybe in like some kind of warranty or something, if this wasn't some kind of bingo prize or something. I don't know. That piece of stone is obviously the money shot here. This would have been the most expensive part of the whole thing. This would have not been, the clock movement itself would not have been the main, I guess, money or whatever, the main price barrier, whatever you want to call this. It would have been just kind of a, oh yeah, it has a clock in it, but how good is said clock? Anyways, viewers, we're here now. It's not too late. The clock motor still runs, and all the gears appear to be in good condition, even though they're dirty. So this isn't like repairing it. This is literally just routine maintenance because it's not broken, you know. So this is routine maintenance here, and we are going to continue on with this particular series in the next part. So I thank you guys for stopping by, and I hope everybody learned something here. And hopefully we can get this clock up and running again. Well, not that it wasn't running, but running healthy again. There we go. I like going with that more. Running healthy again. In other news, viewers, thank you for watching, and I'll see you.